All right. We're going to move on to Podluck. And this one, you're going to have to help me with, Mary, because Mary...
Brett doesn't know who Jojo Siwa is.
I had no... first of all, I'm feeling older.
Who is this child?
Every day that I have to work with Mary, I feel older and older and older. I didn't know what Among Us was.
I mean, you do have to give her bottle before the show.
That is true. I didn't know what Among Us was, which is apparently a game that's just like a lame video game version
it's great.
of Guess Who.
It's funny.
People were suggesting that for the 100th episode, and I was like, Brett, what do you think? And he's like, what's Among Us?
Who's people?
Who is people?
Who's people?
So it says, here's
what is a people?
Here's
what's
happening with Jojo, how do you pronounce the last name?
Siwa.
Not being invited to the Nickelodeon Choice Awards.
Who is she?
She's one of Nickelodeon's flagship stars, but she started on Dance Moms when she was a kid.
And she wonders why I have no idea who she is. Like, I'm out here watching YouTube. Dance Moms.
Dance Moms.
Should we read the first one from BuzzFeed or the second? Which one's the better article?
We should watch Dance Moms on the 100th episode. Dance Moms? Anyone?
No, I don't want to read. I don't want to watch
Dance
Dance
Moms.
Moms.
Okay, let's watch that.
I'm not doing that for the 100th.
Okay, Brett.
We're not doing that. So it says she publicly aired her grievance towards Nickelodeon after revealing she wasn't invited to the annual Kids' Choice Awards. I would look at that as like a compliment, but that's just me.
What a world.
That it's the world we live in. I do think she looks kind of like I don't know.
You said Emma Watson and who else?
And Melissa McCarthy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you missed it, JoJo was nominated for favorite social media star at the event, shared a video on Sunday letting her followers know she'd not been invited. The same thing happened with Rachel, what's her name from West Side Story? Zegler? Actress. She was up for an award for West Side Story, and like she was like nominated for like best lead actress or something for West Side Story, but she wasn't invited to the Oscars.
Yeah,
and she complained, and then they like got.
Do you think they just forgot?
It's a lot of people, you know. There's a lot of people going on.
With this one, it's definitely intentional.
Okay, so why do you think it? So it says, well, I want you to tell me that in a second. It says, a lot of you have been asking me why I'm not on the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards tonight, and the answer is very simple. I wasn't invited. I'm not sure why, but I just didn't get an invite. She said in a clip posted to her Instagram. She captioned the video, "I don't want anyone to think it was my choice not to go. I simply didn't get invited." Frowny face. Before following up with her story, somebody tagged me in something that they used my song One Chance. My song made the cut, but not me. She likely does not own that song, right? Whoever her label is owns that song. It's not her song.
So she's the new it girl and they want to have her?
She's not exactly new. She is kind of aging out of Nickelodeon and kid-friendly stuff.
Even in this picture right there, that's
over
aging
18.
out, my friend. That is aging out.
And she's like 5'10", so she doesn't even look like a kid in person.
So why do you think this was intentional?
Okay, so she had a little bit of a spat with Nickelodeon back in September last year, apparently.
About what?
She started her tour in 2020 and then it got halted and then she started again. But she was supposed to add her new songs from this live action musical, The J-Team, and then none of them were her songs, by the way. They were all belonging to Paramount Plus, which is the parent company of Nick. But she said, Nick told me today that I'm not allowed to perform or add any of the songs from the film into my show. And in a subsequently deleted tweet said, these are my songs, in all caps, my voice, my writing. Does this seem fair? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And then in another deleted tweet, she said,
"You're gonna learn today.
Working for a company as a real human being treated as only a brand is fun until it's not."
Life. What's the saying? Like life comes at you fast.
But here's the really sinister part of this is that she knows exactly why she wasn't invited to the Kids' Choice Awards, and it was this defiance to the company. But now she's framing it like they disinvited her because she came out as like gay or bisexual or something. And she cut her hair a couple of days ago to like some kind of like, not trying to be mean, but like a lesbian undercut. And that is like a problem for her kid-friendly image.
Which is funny because the undercut was like everything from like 2013 to 20. Like Ruby Rose had that cut. I'm sure Ruby Rose was getting invited to every. Yeah.
Well, it's clearly that's not
Not.
the thing, but she's been liking all of these tweets and posting them on her Instagram story to make it out like that's the situation.
That's gonna be the move now forever, isn't it?
My
so
favorite-
like there was
Oh,
this
really?
tweet that said,
But did you know I was queer
my favorite.
Yeah.
when you fired me?
My favorite thing that celebrities do in passive aggressiveness is when they don't post about it, but they like other people's posts talking about it.
That's what she's doing. She said, this one tweet said, the only year that Jojo Siwa didn't get invited to the Kids' Choice Awards is when she comes out and cuts her hair. Sus at Nickelodeon.
Oh,
And I love the
then,
idea that there's like a studio executive in the back who's like, not that haircut, not on my watch. And then he just axes her from
Yeah.
like the schedule.
Yeah, and
dude,
then
these kids are
another
getting
one said,
smart.
JoJo is the only reason y'all have been making money lately, and you don't invite her. No wonder your show's flopolodian. JoJo Siwa deserves better.
Hashtag Flopolodian.
So they were gonna
Man.
cancel her, and she was gonna be like, "Now you're bigots."
Yep, you're all bigots.
What a great move!
Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
It's just yeah. So I don't know if I buy that that's the reason. I think
I already got the haircut.
It's so underhanded that she would even go there because she knows exactly what happened.
which is nefarious and really really kind of like dirty to like know
Maybe
that
they
you're.
do have her in a horrible contract. I don't know,
They
but it
probably
certainly
do.
has nothing to do with her being
Well,
gay.
hey, there was another JoJo that got into a horrible contract at one time, and that was the girl.
yes,
she
the,
had
the superior JoJo,
the far superior JoJo.
singer of Get Out.
Except for she made that really cringy COVID version of the other. What's her other big song? It was Leave, Get Out, and I forget the other. Too Little, Too Late.
Yeah, Too Little, Too
But
Late.
she did like a weird COVID version of one of those right after like the contract.
She had to remake and re-release both of them, but
Yep.
now her voice doesn't sound like she's 13 years old
Yep.
anymore.
Get
So
out.
it's like, like nobody wanted to hear that. Like,
of you and me.
It's
the
too
end of
late.
you and me.
Can't wait.
I'm now doing drugs.
So yeah.
This is JoJo, the far superior JoJo by far. They should just replace them.
And the next generation will have their JoJo.
Yes, we need to just have like they should have brought her in. And
I love queer politics in these shows. I love it. It's like, oh yeah, well I'm gay now. So guess who's a bigot?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do.
I mean, she's how old is she? Like 18,
Yeah, like
and she's
18 or
and she's
19.
already weaponizing that. She's like, oh, I know how this goes.
about to get my spot back.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like if you hate working for Nickelodeon so much, why do you want to be invited to the show so bad?
dude. I hope
Yeah,
she
right?
succeeds with this like gaslighting. I hope she's like,
The idea that Nickelodeon is just run by this evil mastermind of like homophobia.
Like
They're all
mean,
just
I hope it
plotting and
works. I hope it
scheming
works.
As if
how
they-
to oust the gay star.
I hope it works.
not which completely discounts the fact that these companies like have corporatized and
Yeah.
totally use the labels.
Like that's
and
an advantage for them, if
yes,
anything.
it's very delusional.
The second this starts happening, the whole narrative is gonna shift, and then it's gonna be like all the movies is gonna be like, you know what? It's really inconsiderate when people do that, and like the whole normie, world would download the new patch of ideas and be like, oh, this is how we think now.
I support the current thing.
Yeah,
I support the current thing.
as you know.
Yes,
The
exactly.
acceptable thing.
Exactly. The culturally relevant
Look at us.
acceptable thing.
Look at us.
All right, we're moving on. We're talking about the Fantastic Beasts star Mads Mikkelsen. Oh my God, this whole segment's gonna have to go. Shares his thoughts on the J.K. Rowling controversy ahead of Fantastic Beasts 3 coming out. So, oh man,
Madsen, what'd you say? What'd he say?
he did the smart thing. He's a genius at equivocating and getting out of these.
Thank God,
discussions.
because I really like him.
Yes, he says, the newcomer to the Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, recently opened up about the upcoming movie in which which means he was asked a variety of topics, both on topic and tangentially related to the wizarding world. One of those was the topic of J.K. Rowling, her tweets about the transgender community. And the backlash she had received. Mad's input, he'd rather not open his mouth without feeling like he has all the facts. That's exactly what everyone should say in these situations. Like, whenever something like this comes up, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You know, he's a businessman. He just wants to make his
Use
movies.
that voice
and-
more often.
I will.
Brett.
I will. So he says, people treat it a little flippantly. Like, isn't that a disgrace? And every time you ask somebody, you can't really figure out what she said, meaning they don't know. Like a lot of the time, like you ask people and you don't know what she actually said. And to be fair,
I just know I'm mad.
I will give Cinema Blend credit that they posted her tweets here without editing and without really labeling it as anything. So they kind of give it to you raw here without trying to make you believe, at least in my opinion, too heavily in one direction. It says, we have to be careful that we know what we're talking about. I have a habit of not commenting on things that I don't know anything about. I actually think that would suit the entire world. And I think he's 110% correct.
Wow.
If you'd like,
Wow.
we live in a culture now
Imagine.
where
Do you think he was shading her for talking about something she has no idea about?
No, I think he's talking about people.
About being a woman?
No,
She doesn't
I
know?
think he's
Or
talking
like
about.
the difference was between sex and gender, or like gender ideology, whatever.
I think he's talking about the reaction people had was so crazy, but a lot of people had no idea what she actually said. They just
Yeah.
know they're mad about it. So he says, Mickelson is not the first person related to the Fantastic Beasts who has shared thoughts following a series of tweets from J.K. Rowling. And then they go into how Eddie Redmayne talks about how he has nothing but respect for the LGBTQ community. That's fine. That's good. But then they go down here and they show the tweets. And what I love about it is there's like nothing you can get mad at. I'm not even going to read them. I'll just leave them on screen there. But it says, okay, I'll read the first one. It says, if sex isn't real, there is no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth.
Wow, that first sentence is a great point.
Yeah, there's nothing hateful about what she said. And this, like, I don't want to get into the gender politics of it. I want to talk about how smart
Yeah.
he was to kind of just like, look,
Oh my god,
people
but
are overreacting.
I
Like,
love that. If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. That means if sex isn't real, your identity is a farce.
I think for the most part, he's right that people should just acquit, like, don't talk about it if you don't have all the facts. People weren't it shouldn't be about what she said. It's the fact that people didn't know what she said and are still getting very mad. And she's, but she's got FU money. She
She's
doesn't
an
have to.
Assad toady.
Oh man, who was it that was talking about that one time?
Barry Weiss.
Yes.
Who now is like beloved.
Yeah, like I was like I was so glad like I didn't pretend like I knew what that was when that came up. I was like,
Don't
yeah, I
worry
don't know what
about
that is.
I got you.
So it says it is as if we either want to it's as if we want to either or. If the gap becomes too big, then we just stop talking. They're talking about the divide between people. So it says, though he did note in particular, he tries to avoid social media given he sucks at it. He doesn't want to be part of the polarizing debates, noting it is as if we want to have either or. If that gap becomes too big, we just stop talking. He's right. He's 110% right that the talking points are too polarizing and too controversial to people that there is no middle ground, and that can't be found online. Like I can bet you right now that if anybody has an opinion on what we're saying right now, because I take no sides in this, but I think he's smart in saying that you should not just have these debates online. You need to have these debates in person too, because you lose humanity if you don't actually have these discussions with other people. One thing that I struggle with, like when we have these discussions, is we're having it here in a studio talking to one another. But when people who are going to come in, whether it's us or a channel that's much bigger that gets more views, when they watch that debate, they're seeing it through the lens of a screen, right? And you lose a lot of humanity when you can't have that discussion in person. So they're arguing about something they didn't actually experience firsthand. I would rather have this discussion with somebody who I vehemently disagree with, but I want to have that discussion with them in person and not online.
I don't know if I'm too old, but I'm tired of having discussions with people that vehemently disagree with me. I've completely given up on converting anyone.
Yeah, I don't try at all.
Like-
Me and Mary spent the hour before the show discussing the death penalty. And
Really?
And many other things.
and many amongst other things, but this house is more, or this office is more likely to foster debate because it encourages people to have vastly different views
There's
if they have
super
them.
different points of view.
Yeah, but I don't think he's wrong. I think he's smart to just stay, like, every time somebody gets in trouble on Twitter, like a celebrity, I'm like, why are you even on there?
I was thinking it must be like mind numbing to be a celebrity before the internet and then afterwards. So at first you had to deal with the mainstream media and paparazzi and all that, but then you had to actually be expected to reply.
Yeah,
to
everybody
what
has
they
to
were
live.
saying about you.
everybody has to live as if they're running for president of the United States now.
Yeah.
He can't just be an actor. He has to be an actor who has strong opinions on
That's like
complex
torturous.
social issues. Yeah. I'm glad nobody gives a crap about what I think. I'm here for it. I'm here for people not caring about what I have to say. That's a very freeing and beautiful thing to embrace if you embrace it. But I think there's too much narcissism in Hollywood to embrace something like that. They think that everyone wants their opinion, and then when the people that don't like the opinion speak up, they get very, very upset about that. He obviously has not fallen into that trap, so good for him. And speaking of not falling into the trap, this is great. Chris Pine admits he only recently got a smartphone. He's 41.
I mean, that's cool.
That's a beautiful. That's amazing. I like that they use the picture of him from Star Trek, though. It says, "Welcome to the future, Chris Pine." In the battle of Chris's, who is the best Chris?
Pine or who?
Hemsworth, Pine, or Pratt?
Oh, they're all pretty good. I mean, I think.
Mary, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't think I do.
That's amazing.
I think Pratt.
Probably Pratt for me.
He's cool.
Pratt, Hemsworth.
They all,
Pratt,
I don't know. They
and
all seem
I don't
cool.
know enough about any of them.
I'd have a beer with any of them.
So what you're saying is, like, if your name's Chris, you're basically a good old boy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I said Chris Poole, but like otherwise, they were pretty cool.
Living in the age of the internet, smartphones, and social media is a fact of life for many of us. Simply cannot accept and prescribe to. But believe it or not, there's a number of people who are not spending hours glued to their screens. One of those seems to be Star Trek actor Chris Pine, who previously shared that he carries around a flip phone rather than upgrading to the latest technology. As it turns out, the actor has since caught up to technology with the rest of us. I love the idea of like him now he's going on Twitter and just reading stuff people say about him and getting really sad. Like, I bet you that's what's happening. I bet you he goes home and he's like,
Yeah.
like, wouldn't you? Like, if you were never exposed to like the absolute state of the internet that we have right now, and then suddenly he goes online one day, he's like, why did they say that about me?
Dude,
I didn't mean anything. It was just a movie. Why is everyone being so mean to me?
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
it
is.
I read comments for the vlog one day, 95% positive, but those 5% will get you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do they know?
You have to
know?
be careful, man. You have to be very careful. I explained this to...
Never again.
Like, I was reading an article the other day where someone was like, he's like, don't read the positive, don't read the negative. Like, he's like, you have to just do your job. Like, if it's a passion project, if you've got a YouTube channel that you're doing on the side, that's something you're really passionate about, and like you want to do it in your free time, you're a lot more likely to want to be involved in those comments because it's something like that. But if it's your work, even if you're passionate about it, which I am about the stuff we cover here, it's just, I can't mentally disconnect my work from those comments. So to do my job effectively, I can't engage with them. Personally.
I'm not jaded enough, I guess, because they don't
you're
really
young.
bother me.
You're young.
You'll get there.
You'll be plenty jaded. Whatnot. I don't. It's not that they.
I mean, I hope not.
I mean, like, I guess the like negative ones bother me in a sense, but not even in the sense like it's going to ruin my day, but in the sense that it's literally going to take up more time than I need to be giving it, and I haven't developed the strategy to just not let it at least occupy my brain for longer than it should, which is any time at all. You should not, you should be able to read something and let it roll right off of you, right? But if you give even 5 minutes of your life over to like, wow, he really knew where to jab right there, holy shit, like you're losing out on and it's not like the positive stuff is going to make me feel great either.
Yeah.
It's like, it's nice, and it's very nice that people have nice things to say, but you can't let that go to your head either. So the best way to do that is for me is to not engage. I don't know if that's how you feel about it.
More or less.
Yeah. And you just read them all because you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I don't feel any type of way about it. It's funny to me if they're mad, and if they like us, then that's good.
There you go.
Whatever.
Then she's designated comment reader for us. So if you're commenting, you're really commenting to her.
Thanks, Mary.
He says,
leave good comments.
Mary will see them all.
leave good comments. Oh my God. I had a flip phone for 4 years or 3 years. I just got an iPhone because I felt pummeled by how difficult being analog. It was very difficult, but having just gotten this crack machine, it's really bad. These machines are really, really, really bad. I may immediately go back to my flip phone. I don't know if my soul can handle it.
Wow, he rules.
Dude, I feel you, bro.
This is the best Chris.
That
Never mind.
that last sentence really hits.
Dude, like it's like that sometimes. Like I did a video that like for my Instagram that's coming out today, just talking about like how I haven't been lately. Skating has always been such an intricate part of like getting away from like the hate, like like just everything that comes with being on your phone or being in front of a computer all day. And I haven't been utilizing it to the best of my abilities lately because I've been tired or I've been making up whatever excuse I want to make. I skated every day for almost 3 years. And like lately I've just been kind of like, I'm working a lot, I'm busy, all the excuses you would normally make. And I was just talking about how like it gets your soul. It gets in your soul a little bit if you spend too much time looking at all this stuff.
You tell me, buddy.
It's not just the negative stuff. You get numb to the positive stuff too, and that's almost worse. Then it's like you're just you're just chasing the dopamine hit, and that's not good.
As you know, I've been working in marketing professionally my whole career, and so a lot of the things I've done like in my past is like do Facebook ads in particular.
Yeah.
So I would have to be logged in on Facebook constantly to like monitor like different ads from different companies and see how they perform.
Yep.
And doing that young and like for like 40 hours a week and just like seeing how, you know, how everyone's profile is just like some cope and projection of who they want to be, but not really who they are.
Yeah.
It's been.
Can you give me an example?
I don't know.
That's a vague one. I'm just like, what do you mean by projection of who they want to be?
Man, it's just like, have you ever gotten that text from a person that's like, man, I'm at this party and it blows. But then they take a picture for social media, is like having the time of my life with my boys.
Yeah.
And it's like
the couples.
What's going on, dude?
The couples that post the most pictures about how happy they are often the least happy.
And then they break up and the person gets deleted from everything.
Yep.
You know?
He says, I used to read so many books. Gosh, I would just effing murder these books. Just 15 books in like 3 months. And then the phone showed up and it's, I can tell you everything about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Oh my
God. But I can't tell you a effing thing about literature. I just want to vomit. I hate myself.
This guy
I have
rules.
I have such self-loathing about it. I now stand hard
Dude, for real.
Chris Pine.
First off, Star Trek is better than Star Wars, and everyone knows this. Because Star Wars is hot garbage. Second, he was like the protagonist in that, so that's cool. And now this?
I mean, modern Star Trek movies are just Star Wars movies anyways.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I am not an Abrams fan in the movie setting. I'm a fan of some of Abrams' early stuff. I'm not really
Star Trek is not about an incestual family causing
I'm
melodrama
talking about
across the whole universe.
I'm not talking about the television version. I'm talking about the movie.
No, so am I.
What's that called? What timeline is that called? It's got a name for it. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Star Trek is not about a guy who has daddy issues and has to like kill his father. You know,
you leave Luke alone.
I won't.
I'm not really a fan. I know this is blasphemous as like somebody who hosts a pop culture channel, but I just don't care about. I was a Babylon 5 guy. I liked Babylon 5. I liked Farscape. I don't really care about Star Trek and Star Wars. Cancel me. That's fine. So I'm right with him.
We ever just like staring at you like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone is like thinks that.
I don't even know the shows you mentioned. I think they sound like a joke.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know them. I love Firefly.
They're not for you.
They're not for you. They're very very deep. It's like Gattaca. Yeah,
Got it.
That's that I feel pretentious even making that joke. But yeah, so I'm right there with him. I think we're infecting his life. I can already tell. We're making his life worse by talking about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Chris Pine watches Pop Culture Crisis.
Confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Confirmed. Yeah, that's fake news.
What if he was like, well, I had to get my smartphone to watch Pop Culture Crisis.
That would be the
really, Chris Pine?
That'd be the greatest thing ever. Get him to do an ad for us. That's what we should get celebrity ads. We should get them on what's that site? Cameo.
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking about it.
We should do that. That would be hilarious.
I got some wild ideas.
Well, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.